Now, it's time for the Mike Norvell Show, presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. The show is supported by the Tennessee Lottery, MLGW, Chick-fil-A, and by Mid-South Chevy Dealers.
Welcome in, everybody. Nice to have you aboard. The Tigers are still undefeated. We got UCLA coming next Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. But the truth is, this was one of the craziest weeks I've ever seen in over 30 years of doing Tiger football. Amazing, the trip to Orlando and then the return.
Yeah, you know, it was a really a wild week. You know, from the game getting bumped up a day, you know, really affected a little bit affected our preparation and what we were doing. You know, our kids were excited. We're excited about the opportunity that was conference play that was going to open up, and then you make the trip down, and you know, within about an hour, we were on the plane coming back. So it's definitely unique.
You know, it's amazing to me because you are so regimented. So last week, in the middle of the week, we shifted it. Wednesday is really Thursday all of a sudden, and all the preparations that you guys had to do, practicing, all the study, all for naught. Now, no one is disagreeing with this decision. It's a shame they didn't make it just a little bit earlier. But all the work that goes into it, that's what makes it, I think, a little frustrating.
Well, I mean, you know, we talk to our kids all the time about maximizing every opportunity, and we knew that was going to be a major opportunity for us. You know, conference opener, going on the road. You know, they did a phenomenal job in their preparation, their maturity, whenever the schedule did change in every aspect. And so, you know, really, you know, through the experience, I'm really proud of our team for how they handle themselves. But you hate anytime you miss out on an opportunity to go play this game with so limited chances. And you know, whenever you have a game that is taken away, postponed, you know, delayed, whatever the situation will end up becoming, you know, it's definitely you know, hard for those guys.
You know, everybody's kind of wondering, and I've been trying to check it out myself, as you see landing and then getting back on and all the loading and unloading. It was amazing. Is there a chance that this game can be made up somewhere down the line?
You know, I mean, that's going to be up to the conference, and you know, obviously all the powers that be with that. I think it will be challenging. You know, we don't share a similar bye. You know, obviously we have everything set in place for the rest of this season. So that's something that you know, it's out of our control in a sense as a football team. So all we can focus on is the step that's now in front of us, and that's the UCLA Bruins.
And really, the good news is we're healthier by a week. We're dry. That's really good. And so maybe in the long run, this turns out to be a blessing. We try to look on the positive things. Here's what's coming up on the show. It's a little different kind of a show because of the postponement. We'll look a hard look at UCLA and the Chosen Rosen, who was brilliant against Hawaii again last night. We will revisit the Louisiana-Monroe football game. We've got inside access, and that Mid-South Chevy Dealers feature is all about how the Tigers travel. And thank goodness we had a charter. And then the AutoZone road ahead is the game everybody's been waiting for. UCLA at the Liberty Bowl Saturday morning. Get your tickets right now. Back in a minute, we'll revisit Louisiana-Monroe.
You're watching the Mike Norvell Show.
Welcome back in as we await UCLA next Saturday. We're going to revisit game number 1 against Louisiana-Monroe, played in a driving rainstorm, the remnants of Hurricane Harvey. Yet, Coach, your team still had over 400 yards in this thing.
Yeah, you know, I thought our guys, you know, the season opener, there were some unexpected circumstances that we faced. You know, both sides of the ball came out, and I thought started fast, able to establish the run. You know, we created takeaways on defense. We stopped the run on defense. Those were things that were big for us in our offseason, in areas we wanted to improve. And so, you know, I was glad that we were able to kick off the season in the right way. You know, and obviously, you know, start off 1-0 at home, and you know, give us some momentum here moving forward.
And I love watching this young guy because he's strong, he's big, and look at how fast he was as he pulled away. That's Patrick Taylor, the sophomore, and he just ran away from Louisiana-Monroe.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, everybody talks about, you know, the biggest improvement you want to see from your football team is between week 1 and week 2, and you know, so there were a lot of positives we saw in our running game. We saw some young guys that really have established themselves as growing up and for being prepared to take the next step in their career. And so, you know, we're excited about you know, what they did at practice last week, and you know, obviously we know we got a great challenge here moving forward. But you know, I think our guys are definitely going to build off what we did in that season opener.
So that Mid-South Chevy dealer's drive of the game starts with a nice run by Henderson, who was brilliant. Magnifico almost got the touchdown, and Riley gets it in, and then watch this speed. Whoa, we love this young man.
Yeah, you know, I think when that was probably the biggest takeaway from the first game is just the direct run explosives. You know, I think we had we had three 50-plus yard runs for touchdowns. You know, that is a great compliment to the guys up front, great compliment to the tight ends, and obviously the running backs. When they got in open spaces, they knew what to do with it. So you know, I thought that was a great start for our year, being able to establish the run game. You know, being able to get some pressure on the quarterback defensively. You know, Ernest Suttle's there. You know, Brian Goodson. You know, also got another sack, and then, you know, defense there being able to create takeaways. That's something that is a major focal point for us. And to start off the first game of the season with 4 of them, that was we're right on track to what we want to do.
And with the way you love to attack, it's really more takeaways are bigger to you than just a few yards yielded.
Yeah.
I know that's a big part of your philosophy.
No question, and that's something that's going to be big each and every week. You know, with today's offenses, you see so many things that are spread around, and you know, guys will get yards, but even right there, when we're back within the 5-yard line, we were able to create a takeaway. We ended the drive, ended possession, and got the ball back for our offense.
And another kick return for touchdown for Pollard, and you know, this is becoming something I just think we're going to keep on seeing. Your special teams are so efficient, and he's got such great speed. That was really, I thought, the game breaker right there.
Yeah, you know, that's something that we hope that continues, and we spend a lot of time on our special teams. You know, Coach Lord does a tremendous job with the schemes and putting our guys in position to be successful, and you know, it's great when you see that you know, being able to have that success there on game day with another big return.
And then it got a little bit better. The range weren't quite as hard. The yard's still tough to get inside that 5. Give ULM some credit there, and you settle for the field goal.
Yeah, no, it was good. You know, seeing that third quarter drive, you know, being able to get Riley in a little bit of rhythm, throwing the ball around. You know, it was definitely some extreme circumstances to try to throw the football, and you know, that was good to kind of get them rolling just a little bit there in third and be able to go get points, you know, on the board. We had a couple of penalties throughout, you know, the night that really kind of set us back. On that last drive was one of them, you know, and so you know, that's we've got to eliminate those, make sure we're finishing the ball in the end zone, and being able to respond with a big run here with Darrell Henderson for another 50-plus yarder.
So if you count it up, Henderson, Taylor, Pollard with the special teams, over 3 guys with over 100 yards. How about that?
No, that's what you want to see. You want your playmakers to be able to go out there and make plays. You know, I thought that you know, each one of those guys impacted the game. You know, love seeing you know, right here Austin Hall at the interception, a great play. You know, a tough catch to make. You know, he's a guy that has been so consistent for our defense, and to see him coming out and making big plays like that, you know, getting the ball back for our offense was definitely great to see.
And the celebration, Anthony Miller leading the band, Tiger Fight song, 37-29. That is your final, and everybody's happy, and everybody's getting ready for UCF, which doesn't occur. But in the long run, maybe that is a blessing. You get an extra week to heal up, and we go week 1 to week 2 is the best improvement normally you're going to make.
And that's something we pushed hard for. And you know, our guys, I think they've responded the right way. You know, we had practice on Saturday. We're going to get another practice here you know, on Sunday, and so that's something that we think is going to help our football team and our preparation. And you know, we have to improve. We got a major challenge coming into the Liberty Bowl, but it's one that we're excited about. It's going to be a showcase game, and you know, we'll see exactly how much we've improved from week 1 to now week 3. You know, through this experience.
Is there an area you've identified in all of this that you really would like to see a little sharper?
Well, you know, we've got to make sure that we own the ball offensively. You know, we want to get ourselves in a rhythm, and you know, when you're playing a good team, you know, sometimes there's different ways you're going to have to be able to do that. You know, defensively, you know, obviously we're going to have to continue to improve. You know, getting to the quarterback, being able to be impactful. You know, we played a lot of young guys. I thought our defense was really good for about, you know, almost the better part of 3.5, 4 quarters. You know, in the last game, you know, some young guys that got in maybe didn't execute as well as we had liked, but you know, they're going to build off that experience, and you know, I'm excited about seeing them out there on the field Saturday.
I can't wait for that UCLA game. You, by the way, can still get tickets, but you better hurry. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable, and we'll get to take a look at the guy named Josh Rosen, also known as the Chosen Rosen. He was brilliant again last night against Hawaii, too. That's coming your way next on the Mike Norvell Show.
You're watching The Mike Norvell Show.
Oh, I can't wait for next Saturday. Tiger Lane is going to be humming. We're all going to have a lot of fun. We get to go inside the stadium then and watch a kid who's been amazing. The chosen Rosen, the quarterback from UCLA, and that matchup with Riley Ferguson, man, it's going to be a ball. You just talked a little bit about rhythms. This kid, Josh Rosen, has gotten that UCLA offense into a rhythm the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know, when you look from the end of the Texas A&M game all the way through the first half of the Hawaii game, I think they had 9 straight touchdown drives, which is pretty remarkable. They're playing at a very high level. You know, it's going to be, like I said, a huge challenge for us. You know, this is a team that was playing with a lot of confidence. They were down early here in the Texas A&M game all for the better part of 3 quarters, and then when that rhythm got in place, they were definitely difficult to stop.
They were down 44-10 in this game, and sometimes you got to get breaks. There was a long pass that probably should have been picked that you'll see a little bit later from here that goes right through the safety's hands. So they got a few breaks, but this kid is the real deal.
Oh, there's no question. You know, he's somebody that I've had some experience with. You know, competed against him at my last place of employment. We played him when he was a true freshman, and he is a talented young man. And I'll tell you that when he's in rhythm, he's probably as good as there is. You know, out there, and they're playing at a really high level. You know, you look at the first half of that A&M game, they had a couple takeaways. They put the ball on the ground, which set up the Texas A&M offense, able to get up and get ahead. But you know, this is a team that is definitely you know, feeling great about where the progression of where they're at, and so you know, we've got to make sure that in our preparations we do a great job in being able to contain them, and then you know, obviously we got to make explosive plays when we have the ball in our hands.
And A&M's obviously feeling pretty good here. They were up 44-10 in this game, and there's the play I was talking about, right through the safety's hands. And he's going, I had no idea it would get to me.
Yeah, you never know, you know, the importance of each one of those plays. You see, you know, here Rosen being able to extend plays. That's one of the things that everybody sees as arm talent, but he really does an exceptional job with his feet. You know, being able to move in the pocket. You know, he's got a great arm. You know, obviously he can put the ball in a lot of wonderful positions for his receivers, like you see here on the old fake spike. You know, touchdown throw to put him up, and ended up, you know, being the final play in their comeback victory.
Second largest comeback in the history of college football. It's truly an amazing story that I feel for you, Mr. A&M fan. And on the road ahead, we're going to talk about how you might slow this guy down or what you got to do. But you got to give them a lot of credit. Their comeback was sensational, and I'm kind of glad. They beat Hawaii, so now they're a perfect record when they come in 2-0. You're 1-0, and a win here, holy smokes, we're making national headlines.
Well, like we talked to our guys about, you know, here whenever we got back from Orlando, and now we have a showcase game. This is a game that, you know, every eye across the country is going to be watching, and you know, we know that you know, obviously UCLA's got a lot of momentum with what they're doing here early in their season. You know, we're excited about our team and the opportunity that we get to compete at a high level on a nationally broadcast game. So this is going to be a fun atmosphere and a great opportunity for our city and our football program.
I think Tiger Lane's going to be a lot of fun. To get there early, Tiger Walk is when?
It'll be at 9 o'clock in the morning, so we're a couple hours before kickoff, and you know, we'll be excited about it. And you know, I know everybody in Memphis is excited about game day, because you know, the first one was a little wet. All right, this one should have great weather, and
you've checked, right?
Yeah, we definitely have peeked at the old forecast, but we're excited about seeing all of Memphis out there to support the Tigers.
Oh, I hope this week just flies by. Can't wait for that football game. We got to take a break. When we come back, you'll see how the Tigers travel with a little inside access.
You're watching The Mike Norvell Show.
Thanks for staying with us. You know, the Tigers football program is very fortunate. They get charter airplanes, they get to stay in great hotels, they got all the latest tools to look at video, and the players are all very appreciative and know it helps them win.
Definitely helps us with focus, but I think it maybe relaxes me a little more just because we get the nice stuff like that. being on the plane with other players, that's also easy, being with your teammates and stuff like that. But they get us settled down into nice places, and we can relax and just be focused on what our job at hand is and for that week.
It's just really relaxing. It just keeps our mind off of anything that has nothing to do with football, and it's a good feeling to know that we can just focus on what we need to focus on. That's the main thing. We just want to maximize every opportunity we can get to maybe study a little bit more, rest a little bit more.
I would say it helps a lot. You know, just we don't have to go and wait in lines or anything like that. We go straight to the plane, and then the hotels. It's been like that since I've gotten here, so I mean that just helps keep us focused, and we can go in. We always have our iPads to watch film and stuff like that, so I think it helps.
You, as a team, you want your team to be focused on the game. You know, you don't want them to be focused on if they're going to get a room or not, or if this flight's going to leave on time. You know, we never had that problem, and I'm glad our schedule is always on point.
Coach, I'm with Riley. I'm very, very thankful for those charter airplanes, and especially all the people that did a great job of getting us back from Orlando after we landed.
No, I mean, and that's such an important part of our travel, and you know, being able to have a very strict and efficient timeline, the schedule that we have. You know, obviously the charter plane helps us so much, and you know, we want our guys to understand it's a business trip, and you know, we've got a job to do, and so we want to maintain that focus so that we can go and maximize the opportunity.
And since you've gotten here, I got to give him a little plug here too. The virtual reality masks, the iPads for everybody, that's great stuff.
Well, it just continues to help you know, educate our young men. Utilizing technology and putting them in the best position to be successful is obviously a big thing for us.
All right, UCLA, that's on the docket Saturday morning. We can't wait. That's the AutoZone road ahead, and that sure is what we'll look at next.
Watching the Mike Norvell Show.
Now, this AutoZone road ahead is long awaited. It's UCLA. The Bruins should be ranked by the time they get to the Liberty Bowl, and this is a team we mentioned what a rhythm they are in. How do you stop that offense?
Well, obviously everything for them starts with the quarterback, so you know, we've got to do things to be able to disrupt his rhythm, and you know, obviously you know, just like every week we got to be able to stop the run, and then you know, obviously the challenges that he brings to it. Offensively, we've got to be efficient in our drives. We talked about the success that they're having on every drive that they've had, so you know, we've got to make the most of each opportunity. When we get the ball in our hands, can't give them any extra possessions, and then we got to try to create takeaways to get the ball back for our offense.
You know, everybody talks about their can their defense stop Memphis's offense?
It's you know, they've done a really nice job since about that fourth quarter, you know, third, fourth quarter of the A&M game. They really shut them out, and then when you look at what they did against Hawaii, we know that our offense, we've got to be efficient. We've got to go out there and you know, we have to see some big plays. We've got to be able to establish a run, but you know, it's going to be a fun game to be a part of.
I think it's going to be an atmosphere you don't want to miss. Ticket office is going to be open all week. There are still some availabilities. Get there early. Let's say get to Tiger Lane about 8 o'clock in the morning. The Tiger Walk will be at 9. I can't wait to see you there. Until then, have a great week, everybody.
Thank you for watching the Mike Norvell Show, presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. The show is supported by the Tennessee Lottery, MLGW, Chick-fil-A, and by Mid-South Chevy Dealers.